On the next episode of This Is True Really, there is absolutely nothing worth watching or hearing. Thanks.
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Verkinnes. All the news you're about to hear is true, as far as you know.
From ABC News 7 in, where is it? Where the heck is, there's a sponsorship by Hawaiian. San Jose, no, maybe it's San Jose. Maybe it's
I know
not.
the way.
I don't know
California.
where ABC News 7 is in. They don't say what city. East Bay, South Bay, San Francisco. Oh, okay. So they're up by
Bay Area.
Yeah, Bay Area stuff. So a special ed teacher, it was doing all these remote
people
learning
who teach
classes.
lead?
Yeah. Huh? No, he was, well, there are.
Special lead.
Special ed, as in special education. You remember the classes you took when you were in school?
Never mind.
When you were on the short bus?
Short bus.
And anyway.
Just because I was small.
The steps had to be very low. Anyway, this guy shows up and he's teaching. And he reminds me of pictures I've seen of Pablo Picasso.
Pardon me?
And he's been disciplined.
Okay.
He's not even wearing a shirt.
Teaching.
Yes, bare-chested. And one of the special ed students said, he seemed really awkward and kind of gave me a weird vibe. And when he was using the camera, it was all shaking around and like moving everywhere. Methinks the shirt wasn't the only thing that was out of place here.
There was something else missing.
Absolutely. Take it, Tone.
Did he look like Picasso the picture or Picasso's pictures?
No, the Picasso the picture. You've seen him shirtless painting. That's kind of what the camera
I've
looks
also seen his pictures. I'm thinking this guy's closer to them. An Illinois man has, for some reason, kept a sandwich for 60 years. Oh, I know the reason. It's a half-eaten sandwich that former President Richard Nixon chowed down on in 1960.
Whatever for?
Okay, 14-year-old kid. He was a Boy Scout. The vice president visited, made a campaign stop in the hometown, took a bite of a sandwich before a speech, right? In one of the local confections, and took a bite of that, said, "They're very tasty," tossed it away, and the kid, for some reason, snatched up the leftovers. So he grabs his leftovers, heads home. Mother, moms are always smart, said we should wrap this up and keep it. So they put it in a sandwich bag, wrapped the sandwich bag in plastic, put it inside a Musselman's apple jar, and stuck it in the freezer. And
because you always use a Musselman's apple jar.
Well, that's what they had available.
Yeah.
Besides, when you think applesauce, don't you think Musselman's?
No, I think applesauce.
Me either, but never mind. Before you mock this man too badly for still having that sandwich in its jar, he has actually published a book called The Sandwich That Changed My Life. And in 1988, that half a sandwich earned him a spot on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Oh, good Lord.
See?
Who booked that? If I was Carson, I would have fired that guy.
I bet it was Carson, because that was his sense of humor.
Well, I suppose that's true, too.
Yeah.
That's true, too. So the Aurora, Colorado police chief explains that mistakes were made that led officers to handcuffing 4 children, 6, 12, 14, and 17, lying face down in a parking lot. This is out of the Denver Post.
I'll bet it is.
It was done wrong, the Aurora police chief said, because the mom was handcuffed in the back of the police car on suspicion of stealing her vehicle. Because of the license plate, the cops read and said, "My goodness, that appears to be the stolen vehicle." That wasn't.
Oh, so
had they taken just the smallest next step, they would have known they were looking for a stolen motorcycle.
Cover your left eye and read the top chart.
Last story.
The Design Museum in London has its Beasley Designs of the Year exhibit coming up, and they've included a DIY meal kit that features steaks that could be grown from a diner's own human cells. Yep.
Yuck! What?
Yuck! Quiet, my friend. We only have so much cattle. Developers of the Aurora steak envision that an individual will be able to harvest cells from their own cheek, feed them with serum derived from donated blood that's expired. Okay, now we've gotten creepy. And after about 3 months, the steaks would be fully grown. Said Grace Knight, one of the designers, people think that eating oneself is cannibalism, which technically this is not. Technically.
Mm-hmm.
One researcher added, our design is scientifically and economically feasible, but also ironic in many ways.
I would be tempted to send these steaks to my enemies.
Yeah, but they'd be your cheek. Oh, you devil.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.